This is going to be something that we're going to do on a regular basis among all the coaches. Okay, so the idea is brief, right? A lot of the times you will see that, or not a lot of the times, you will see from now on the change in how we run the classes. It's a lot more towards kind of active work during the sessions, less explanation on our part. So to compensate for that, we'll organize this type of seminar-style workshops by all of the coaches throughout the year. So we get all our knowledge, information out at you, and you can also have opportunities to ask more questions. So this is more theoretical, and regular classes are going to be more kind of practical application of things. So that's kind of the core idea behind this. Beyond that, there's nothing particularly special about this, but really appreciate everybody for coming. We're going to kick off with the overhook butterfly guard. Okay, so there's different variations of butterfly guards. This specifically is going to be an overhook variation. Okay, has its advantages, has its disadvantages like everything else, but we're gonna get cracking. All right, so we're gonna grab, Sam, can I grab you please? We're gonna adapt everything both for gi and no gi. I'm gonna provide you with kind of variations gi and no gi. So butterfly guard for now means our feet are on the inside of our partner. My partner is gonna start off on the knee. Our first thing we're gonna do is no gi. You're going overhook over my partner's arm. In the gi, you're going to grab the belt instead, okay? So that's the key difference. No gi, gi. If you don't have the belt comes off, you grab the overhook once again, okay? So from here, I'm going to tuck this arm underneath my ribs right here, okay? So this is going to be our starting position, okay? So from now, I will want Sam to kind of fight back a little bit, try to stay up, and my job is going to be finishing the sweep right there, okay? So you're going to start with the position set, overhook or belt grip, and you're gonna get this arm and you're gonna tuck it underneath your ribs. Okay, so you should be laying on top of his other arm. Okay, and from here we go. Sam is trying to stay up. I'm gonna try to finish the sweep. All right, grab your partners, let's get going. So we're gonna deal with this issue. That's one of the central issues, right? This arm kind of sticking out, being heavy and so on. But for now, assume our partner is being nice to us, they're gifting it to us. So once I'm here, this is a winning position. From here, has anybody failed to sweep? No, everybody managed? So if Sam tries to come back now, okay, I should be winning this exchange pretty much every time. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do, the same thing exactly, the same setup. So Sam is going to provide this wonderful opportunity to me. Okay, my job is going to be to keep his head on the floor. That's it. I'm not even sweep. I'm actually actively going to try to not sweep him. Okay, so I'm going to pull him in, I'm going to touch his head off the floor, and I'm going to keep him here. Sam is going to try to come back. Without sweeping him, I have to keep him in this position. Okay, so he can move in space. I will have to track him to a certain extent with my other foot. All right, but the important thing for me here now, guys, is that you are not rushing the sweep. Because a lot of the times when you put that pressure on yourself, I need to complete that sweep, that's when you're going to make the mistakes. Okay, so we have to be comfortable in a position where we're off balance. This is strong off balance, head is touching the floor. It's a winning position, but we're in no rush to complete it. Okay, that's going to give you confidence in the position. So pick it up the same way, tuck that arm underneath. So overhook or belt, arm gets tucked in, use the hook to pull, head goes to the floor, keep him there. Sam is going to desperately try to come back. If he succeeds, I'm going to try to get him over again and keep him in this position. Okay, let's go. Perfectly, I will still succeed a lot of the times, okay? But I'll try to push you towards a little bit more efficiency in this position, right? Number one thing for me here is that I need to make sure that I'm not fighting against myself, okay? When I say fighting against myself, the act of a sweep from a butterfly position is my hips are facing up here in this position when I'm playing guard. I need to sweep. The final position is going to be my hips facing down, okay? So even if I had to do it like a solo drill, okay, I don't want to be creating structures that's going to obstruct my turnover, okay? And one of the main things you're going to find in this position is this elbow, yeah, that you're using to trap the arm. So if I'm here and I trap the arm, that elbow is sticking out. Now, for me to come up, I have to raise myself up, get over that hill before I come up. That's why it's important for me to tuck this elbow, not just to switch this arm off from posting, right? We can do it in a bunch of different ways. But when I tuck it underneath my ribs and I'm laying down on my arm and his arm, now I'm already halfway there. Do you see I'm already facing down pretty much? Just have to complete that turn. Oh. If instead we take the same position, I'm still trapping his arm. Look where my arm is now. He still can't post, but I can't roll either. Okay? So to make this tuck, we need to make sure that the space is open. So that's where the setup starts coming in. So if I find myself in this position here, attempting to sweep, I'm never really going from this position ever. Okay? My job here is to sit up. Sitting up in this position is quite hard. So I kind of brace, come up with my elbow, move my hips back a tiny bit. You see, that allows me to sit up comfortably. So I'm not trying to sit up in towards him. I'm just opening a bit of space and slight hip escape to get more comfortable in the position. At this point, I can trap. Now I have the space underneath me to retract. Okay? So if you find yourself here, don't attempt to sweep. Improve your position. How do you improve your position? You need space to tuck in. Right now, there's nowhere to tuck. Okay? Up a tiny bit, small hip escape, tuck. Head goes to the floor. You can keep him here as long as you want. And then finally, finish the sweep into position. Again, overhook or belt grip, same thing. All right? Let's give it a go. Okay? And I'll explain afterwards why I like the overhook. So belt grip or thing. Okay? One thing I noticed in a couple of cases, the arm it doesn't happen nogi because you have the overhook, but when we have a belt, sometimes the arm drifts to the far side. I don't want this position, so every time I find myself here, I'm gonna have to reposition the head, and again, find either the belt or the overhook grip right there, okay? A lot of the times we find ourselves kind of on the back here, kind of I want to create space underneath me to get here, okay? A lot of the times, you will have that space the way you play butterfly guard. So we're in a seated position. That space is already there, so I can just tuck, okay? Quick word about the grip that I'm using, okay? There's two joints that I want to control. It's the elbow and the wrist, okay? So hand is gonna go to the elbow is gonna go to the wrist. Okay, that way I control both. The more experienced your partner is, the more stable they're gonna be in this position, which means you have to follow them. Your feet have to stay pretty much in the same configuration, okay? Butterfly sweep is not a kick, right? I'm not gonna go here and try to kick him because I'm gonna overextend myself, and if Sam keeps hopping away from me, that leg is gonna become really weak and it's gonna get crushed. So I have to stay in this position throughout the movement, okay? So as we connect, I'm gonna start sweeping, 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 and I'm still preserving that structure, okay? So the same structure that starts is the same structure as finished. What you don't wanna be doing is extending, and that leg loses all the power, and suddenly you get crushed, okay? So, we get right there, in, connect, pull forward, okay? Remember one of the first things we did was getting his head to the floor. I don't want to be sweeping him if his head is up in the air. I want to get his head down to the floor, which means head goes heavier, hips go lighter, and then we complete the sweep and we finish the transition here. Make sense? Okay. Now let's move it back a little bit. So a lot of the times, as I said, I prefer the overhook grip because it can keep me the distance, right? How do I set up the overhook grip? A lot of the times I can literally just reach over the back and grab it. Perfect. Overhook, grab it here. Sometimes people don't want to give it to me, so one of my favorite ways to set it up is sell the underhook. Okay? Instinctively, most people try to protect the underhook. So a lot of the times when I'm playing butterfly guard here, I'm going to really try to sell that underhook. Sam wants it back. He wants to win that underhook back. Win this underhook back. Thank you very much. We go. Okay? So, and that's pretty much your transition. So, another quick note is that I don't want to be square with him in this position, okay? A lot of the times, like it's very popular to pass the guard in a body lock formation. The body lock really works well if I'm square with him, so if he flattens me out. So I try to prevent this by always being a little bit on the side here. So if Sam tries to smash me in the body lock position here, he's actually feeding straight into my sweep there. You see, he's actually giving me what I want. If I'm square with him and he crushes me, that's bad news. All right? So we try to be preventive. Down to the hip, I'll generally use my dominant leg to sweep. Right here, if someone wants to advance, is happy days. If he doesn't want to advance, we're going to sell him the underhook. As he wins it, we're going to convert it into the sweep. All right, so two things we're going to practice right now. Off the side, I'm going to use my post here. Sam wants to advance to a body lock. If he does, happy days, finish the sweep. If he doesn't, he stays back. We're going to sell the underhook. As he wins it back, again, we go for the sweep. All right, let's go. I encourage you to take a proper positioning, but also as you're doing this, that gives you the forward momentum, person moving forward for the sweep. Okay, so make sure that you're not kind of tucking in, you're properly articulating that motion to get that in. Make sense? Okay, right. So let's see a couple of issues in this position, right? So we're trying to get, like, we have the overhook, we have the belt grip, trying to tuck in. So Rob has asked me there. A lot of the times people will be aware at this point that this arm is a problem. I want to tuck it in. So now he has it posted out wide. Okay? If it's in a neutral position, again, just to reinforce the idea, I don't want to pull from the elbow. See, when I pull at the elbow, that arm is heavy. I'm not going anywhere. So it has to be elbow, wrist. And I'm actually pulling from the wrist with my elbow. So the action of the pull has to come from my elbow to his wrist. This is the action point. Okay, if I try to pull from here, it just gets stuck all the time. Drop, in. Okay, depending on what height you find yourself in, sometimes I'll need a little bit more of that. For example, it's hard for me again, I'll play this game. Open in the space, boom, moving around. If I feel the arm is still too heavy but accessible, I can push him back. That arm goes lighter, and we can tuck it in again. If the arm is out of access here altogether, okay, we can do two things here. Number one, I'll start threatening the underhook. And when I threaten the underhook, a lot of the times, he'll try to tuck it into that space there. When he tucks it in, we just push it in. Okay, so this is the second configuration of the arm that is acceptable to us. One is we go underneath. Two is when we tuck it into the belly. You see? So now both my arm and his arm again are out of the game, and we can complete the sweep. Right? So when his arm is posting out real heavy, I can't trap it. Even if I sit up, it's still too far. So I'm going underhook. Okay? If he doesn't react, we can advance it into the full underhook. But a lot of the time, see the space, guys? I'll just turn around now as well so you can see. He'll try to tuck his elbow into this space, which gives us the sweep. All right? Let's turn around this now. So arm is basing out heavy. Even if I sit up, I can't reach it. Underhook. That space, I'm offering that space to him. And when he takes that space, we finish the sweep. Make sense? Yeah? Let's try this real quick. That's going to come out of this if our partner doesn't react, if they remain there. So we start with the overhook or belt grip. I go underhook in this position. He doesn't react. He's happy for me to take this underhook. Okay? So we're going to transition to the other side. I still don't want to be flat on my back in this position. Right? So I'm going to come in underneath him and I'm going to switch to the other side. Okay? I'm going to go shoulder deep on this underhook. Lock your hands tight together. And we'll finish the sweep to the other side. Okay? This is just to utilize, like if he doesn't react, it's up to him. Okay? I don't like particularly doing shoulder crunches. I think this is a little bit more efficient and it gives me a bit more control. So as I reach under and he doesn't react, I'm going under, shoulder deep, and tucking in. In this case, my elbow is going to go to my hip and we go to this clinch position. Even with his arm out, even if he posts it out, I'm still going to finish that sweep. Okay? Because the way we control his leg. Make sense? So that underhook sweep is right there for us. We just go to the other side. Come over here. Let's go. So take up the position. Yeah, you go down. You're doing the sweep. Right? On the side. Yeah, you have the hook. You try. Yeah, I'm too strong. Underhook. I'm not reacting. Under. Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay. That's all there is to it. All right. Yeah? So you transition to the other side. Okay, infinitely harder, first of all, the distance. Second of all, again, if Sam decides to counter this or really fight heavy on this, it opens up the omoplatus to us. Okay, so that arm is always vulnerable. Yeah, so when we have the overhook here, you see whether the arm is stuck? It's always vulnerable here because we all know that the further the elbow is away from the body, the more vulnerable it is. So I'm always keeping this vulnerable. Okay, so in, it's trapped. Even if he wants to retract it, it's going to be quite hard now. Okay, so if he plays into me, we can start looking to sweep. If he tries to play away from me, tries to off balance, we can start climbing into the omoplata and attack the space. Okay, I'm not going to go into too many details on the arm attacks. That's kind of a separate topic, but that's the reason I really like this space here to operate in this space. All right, does that make sense? Okay, cool. So now what I want you guys to do is kind of shift the idea a little bit of safety and the kind of what we have to be doing and where we have to be controlling our partner. Okay, for me, a lot of the times when we confidently enter the butterfly guard, the alarms go off for Sam. He doesn't want to engage, he doesn't want to overcommit to me, so I'm trying to get the grips, he's like, nah, not happening. Okay, so a lot of the times, like if I try to engage, some of the most frustrating matches will be trying to get, just not happening. He's just pushing away, he's defending, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's where I like to give a little bit of a sacrifice, to play a little bit of a gambit if you want. Okay, so I want to offer something to Sam that is almost irresistible. Okay, in exchange for that, he's going to give me his posture. Okay, overhook and the belt grip are both simply designed to control his posture. Okay, nothing else. I don't necessarily, I don't care for the overhook. I don't care. There's no intrinsic value in any of these things. All they give me is that spine control. I can pull him forward. I can pull him forward to off balance. That's all there is to it. But if I could entice Sam to volunteer that, that's kind of a next level for me. All right? And the way people like to do that is when they smash your legs together. All right? So, in. That's where you see probably me quite a lot in this position. All right? When we get into this position, I don't need to protect everything. I just need to protect understanding what he's trying to accomplish. Is he trying to pass behind me? Is he trying to pass in front of me? Is he trying to swallow up my legs? And so on and so forth. Okay? This position, look at this. Pretty terrible by all means, right? If you look at somebody's like, Simon is in a good position, I'm in a bad position. Just stay up on your knees for now. Okay? Smash pass. Yeah? This turns into a pretty good butterfly guard in 2 moves. Hip escape, reverse hip escape. Yeah? Suddenly the terrible position turns into a pretty good position. Yeah? Legs are smashed together. Okay? That's another value of the overhook here, is that I can control the distance. If I'm under here at this point, yeah, Sam can keep advancing forward up. He can start using his head a little bit better. So a lot of the times when people smash my legs together, I'm going to keep this frame, sometimes this frame, sometimes I'm happy to take the overhook. Again, depending on my partner. I have to start reading him a little bit. But this position turns into a butterfly guard, hip escape, reverse hip escape. Okay, I'm just defending, maybe trying to pass knee cut. I'll go knee cut. Here, I'm defending, he goes to smash. The other way, the other way, the other way, the way up. Yeah, terrible. So we turn something that is, by all conventional means, by all conventional kind of wisdom, is terrible position into a very good position. Okay? So, when I get our partner on top, smash our legs together, maybe control the waist, knees are all together, hip escape, open your knee, come back, and look where you are again. Yeah? Hip escape, come back. There's a few things he can try to do to prevent them. We're just going to go over couple more mechanics from here. Okay, but for now, person on top, smash the legs together, chest on top, hip escape, come back, finish the sweep. All right, let's go. Ideally, my preferred option is to have the reverse X on the bottom leg here. Okay, because that stops him immediately from passing that way. It stops him from climbing. It provides a very, very strong frame. So this is a great position for me. Okay, also very easy for me to engage this. You see? 1, 2. Okay? Does that make sense? And I'm not just keeping them passively, I'm actually like hooking the legs. Yeah? In. This also has an added benefit of threatening the legs, even if you know nothing about the legs. Yeah? Thanks to the kind of latest leg lock development, a lot of the stuff people threaten the leg engagement from this position. Reverse X, because I can like invert and attack saddle and stuff like this. So a lot of the times people start worrying about the leg position, the leg attacks, so they'll stay even lower in this position, right? So I'm going here, Sam is trying not to give me space underneath him, but I'm just looking for escape and come back. Right there, okay? So this is ideal leg configuration for me, okay? I don't find always myself in that situation, so sometimes my leg gets smashed here, sometimes my leg gets smashed here, okay? I just need to make sure he's not progressing forward. Overhook takes care of that to some extent. The more I need it, the further away I'm gonna be, okay? So if I'm completely kind of fearful on the position, I'll use my forearm and keep him at bay and try to maybe disengage to pummel my legs back inside. Sometimes if I feel like I'm outmatching him a little bit in the skill, maybe he's not advancing as he'd like, I can go a little bit deeper. So that's kind of the risk tolerance, if you want, that you'll need to kind of play with as you develop the position. Okay? But I can hook this leg. Can everybody see this? Yeah, we call this a baby hook. Okay? So when I get the baby hook, it's not end of the world for Sam, but he can't immediately just progress. He has to either change his posture, try to slide down, and so on. So this provides me with an opportunity to keep him at bay. If you just try to progress forward, he can't move forward, you see? We're stopping him here. This gives me an option to put the second hook inside. Come back. Okay? Generally, I like to do this off my elbow. When you're posting on my elbow, make sure you're not leaving your wrist too close to him so he doesn't grab it this way. That's terrible for us. So if I'm doing this, generally I'll post on the elbow, but I'll keep my hand posted out a little bit further. Yeah, just turn around for the guys. Yeah, so I don't want to be here, I want to be out here. Yeah, so he doesn't grab my wrist. This hook comes in, this hook come in. Yeah, so I'm kind of progressing this position. Climbing to the far side. Okay, I could find myself in any of these at any point. I'm not consciously giving up side control to do this. Yeah, but if this is kind of worst case scenario, this is best case scenario. Okay, and there's a spectrum of positions in between. Any variation of a hook will help you stop him from progressing. So as I said, this will help you stop from progressing. You can use the same thing. See how I'm curling my foot around his foot here. That helps me. This helps me. This helps me. Try to progress any of these. Yeah, this helps me. Even this. Two on the side. Okay, this is a very deceptive position. This feels like I'm giving up side control. This is only a problem if he gets this crossface. Now he can slide past me. Boom. End. Okay? I can climb to this position and just deny him crossface. Again, that's to the point of understanding what he needs to accomplish here. Yeah, it feels terrible. Can't get crossface. Try to pass from here, Sam. By all means, I've opened the space for him there. He can slide past me. When he tries to slide past me, hook comes back, and we go to sweep. Okay? And that's again talking about the patience in the position. I know what I need to do, but I also need to realize that I have to marinate in that space for a little bit before I get it. Yeah? So my partner is moving around, he's transitioning, and so on. So with these different foot configurations, 1, 2, do you see how I'm curling my feet around him? Yeah? This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. You see? All these different things I can do, and they all accomplish the same thing. They stop my partner from progressing. When I stop him from progressing, he has to start moving in different directions. And the moment I have an opportunity to switch this for this, we do that. If this foot is already on the inside, we open the knee. Yeah? Hip escape, open the knee. If this foot is on the outside, I just need him to move a tiny bit to get to here. And then we're back again in the game. So you're constantly like on the edge to a certain extent, but you are like one little step away from really good position every time. Okay? Takes a bit of confidence in the position, but you can start, the better you develop it, the more you can start funneling the decision making. You can start tricking them into giving you what you want. Okay? The main thing for me, the main advantage, think of it as a, he's just getting, like, not he smashed my legs, but he's just sacrificed his posture. Okay? He does that, now it's up to me to play this game. Yeah, this can be a winning position for me. Yeah, most of the times I said, you'll find me here finishing the butterfly sweeps from this position. The starting position generally isn't here. Starting position is usually here, and then here, and then we finish the sweep. Okay, so what I want you guys to do now is person on top smashes those legs together, and I want you to find every configuration of the legs that you can imagine to stop him from moving up. Okay, so I want to move my head in line with Sam's head here. Okay, Sam's going to try to stop me from doing that simply by keeping that overhook. He can pose here, and switching his leg configuration. So like he can hook my legs bottom here. If I'm trying to move, extend me out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll try to move around. Yeah, I'll try to pummel. Yeah, and every time you have an opportunity to insert the hook, you insert your hook and finish the sweep. Make sense? Let's go. Higher up when our partner goes a little bit taller, or maybe tries to lift the hips higher. But one quick thing here. So, like the way I try to kind of develop and practice it is climbing from learning how to climb from one side to the other side. So both feet on one side to both feet on the other side. You don't have to do this, but it's a good kind of spectrum of positions that I like to get through to develop a skill. So if I can get successfully from here to here, 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 okay? All while keeping him at bay. So all of these are just designed to stop him from passing my guard. I can stop in any of those positions, right? For example, sometimes he's really tight. He's not past my guard, happy days, I'm staying here. He tries to move, I'm gonna progress it up. You can use other variations of positions. Sometimes I'll use my foot, especially if I feel it gives me trouble with the hooks. I can use my foot as well to pinch, like this, okay? I can go here, sometimes I'll go here. This variation, so there's a million different things you can be doing with your feet, as long as you're stopping him from progressing up. Again, if you feel like this is too deep, use your forearm. That will stop you from him going from the back to the back. It could also be as simple as building up to the knee and circling this foot back inside. And then again, going back inside the guard like this, okay? One of the common things you will see when you get your foot inside here is that your partner is going to try to make an explosive move out here, or maybe sometimes he'll try to stay really tight in this position. That's when we can use a variation of sumigaeshi, which is basically a sweep, going to be a sweep into this direction. I'm going to grab the armpit on the far side. Generally, I want to build up. It helps if he tries to weave his arm through my legs. This is even better for me, yeah, because that way I'm going to pull him forward, see his hips go lighter, and then I'm going to make a reverse hip escape. Don't think of it as a kick, think of it pulling forward, reverse hip escape, and he's already falling. You just need to kind of help him there, okay? A lot of the times it will trigger him just to try to pop up. Instead of accepting, he's going to go taller, right? So I'm trying to sweep him, but that gives me space to get back to my guard as well. Okay, so common thing is here, boom, 1, 2, 3, he tries to pass. I can carry him over, either finish the sweep from here, or if he decides to stay up, or maybe tries to fight to stay up, we can just reconfigure our guard to go back into a sweep, okay? Now, the higher my partner goes, the less I'll try to insist on deep grips, okay? For instance, let's say from here, Sam starts lifting us his hips. It's gonna be very hard for me to sit up and trap this, okay? So a lot of the times, I'll try to match his game by giving a little bit more protective here of my grips, okay? Because he goes higher up and I'm still trying to hold on to him. Now his feet are a little bit too mobile for my liking. Like he can start hopping over, boom, and I'm losing the connection here. So a lot of the times when the person goes up here, I like to create a bit of space and keep them a little bit at bay. I can choose to do that as well, okay? And at this point, to the same effect, remember, overhook belt control just gives us the posture control. The same thing for us here. When the person is lifting the hips up, generally they'll sacrifice their head to an extent. I can just grab to the head. He's already giving me that posture. By going high up, again, he's sacrificing the posture. I can just focus on the head here. I can use the grip here, or I can use the belt here. And then with regards to the arm, instead of trying to tuck it underneath me, I'm going to push it to his belly. When I push it to his belly, notice my arm goes in as well. So again, we're still respecting the same idea of switching off his arm, switching off my own arm so I don't obstruct myself from rolling, right? So as Sam starts going higher, head in, there. You see? And we're completing the sweep. And you can see that's kind of moving up higher towards that Ryanair sweep that we're doing, yeah? So that's like the ultimate. We're going to get to that now in a second, okay? But let's say you're starting close up and Sam starts moving higher up. I'm happy to play at this position, okay? In, tuck. Okay? So just a slightly kind of different than that. Maybe I want to entice him to come back closer to me. Okay? So let's say he starts coming up and I don't like it. I can say, okay, I'll match you here. Are you going to keep me down or are you going to come back with me? Okay? So it's up to him. I'm giving him choices all the time what to do. Any questions, guys? Any difficulties with any grips?
Will you run that little Barishnikov nimble toes thing that you were doing?
The what, sorry? Nimble toes.
Little feet structure, baby.
Yeah. So again, this is something. This is like branches of foot positioning that are not going to be most of the time kind of linear, where you're kind of going through a specific sequence.
I did like what you did though. Like,
yeah. So you can practice this, like obviously, especially if you're in a live round, somebody who's maybe slightly less skilled than you, that's perfect time to practice, like always, right? So 1, 2, 3. Okay. This variation can include hooking here, hooking here. Hooking here, hooking here. Do you see? I can go this direction or this direction. Okay? With both of these, I can get a little bit of extension if I need. I don't want to overextend to give them a clean avenue to pass over my knees. Right? I can go here, 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 maybe back here, and eventually back here. And here. Yeah? So we're climbing from one side. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you see, like, there's not a lot of movement in like my upper body and anything. It's just in and in. Okay, at any point in time, Sam may decide to start exploding out of position. Anytime I can just stick my butterfly hook in, I'll do that. Yeah, so he might lift his hips, and I can just, oh, thank you very much. I'll just stick my butterfly hook in. Okay, but assuming he's trying to keep his hips down, we can do different variations. At any point, if I feel like it's getting a little bit too dangerous, I'll give him a bump, and then scramble and come back here. A lot of the times, I'll try to stimulate his attempt to kind of smash me back. So create a bit of space, give him a bump, he wants to come back strong, and we use this. Anytime I can entice him into like a rage drive forward, that plays into my game to come in, okay? Yes?
What you said about the yes,
Yeah.
the lower will be your grip.
Generally, yeah, so I need to be more careful because he becomes more mobile. So when the person decides to, this may be like me kind of moving deeper and deeper into master's division, yeah? I don't like people running around me, generally speaking. Yeah, so that's why like I like this game. Like I much prefer this than somebody try to outside pass me. Yeah, because I have to keep up with the speed and there's so many things happening. Whereas this one, it's slower, it's more tedious, and so on, and I can take more like deep controls, okay? When he starts going higher up, now he starts getting a little bit more mobile. So if I try to keep chasing those things, I can do big back steps, high steps, and so on. So I'm putting myself at more risk in that position if I still try to chase those things. Yeah, because if you think like the position I end up with is like somewhere here trying to chase the grips. Whereas like I'm happy to come back, maybe close my elbows, keep this distance control, and then look for the...
Make him engaged.
Make him engage, either go back down or try to go in, okay? If I don't like something, the good news of somebody trying to come up higher a little bit, I can probably get my legs, push him away and re-engage here and say, okay, let's play this game again. See what you want to do, okay? One of the things that I like to do, if you probably notice as well, is the foot sweeps from standing position, yeah? Yeah, anybody been a victim here? Yeah? everybody, right? So it's fun to do a sweep. Most of the times, the purpose of the foot sweeps is to get him down to his knees. I just want him wanting nothing to do with walking around me. Yeah, so my real purpose for this is like, screw this, I'm going down, sweeping me. Happy days, now we win my game. Okay, that's the real reason for me. Not the foot sweep itself, it works fantastic, but it's like a cherry on top of it. Okay, I just really want him to get down to the ground. Okay, and that's up to you then how you entice people to do that. Okay, again, if you're somebody who's a little bit taller, you might be able to go get those grips so much easier. Just grab whatever you want. Yeah, like it doesn't matter what you do, it's like just grab. So depending on your body type, you can get away with certain things. You might have different tactics of getting people to the ground, but once they're on the ground, you go and you work that position. Okay, so now let's do the Ryanair sweep. So to make sure that we cover it, I know a lot of people want to see. This is again going back to the idea of knee cut to leg weave, which is like a standard variational pass. Yeah, so a lot of people learn this transition here. Go back, please. Yeah, you go knee cut. Person on the bottom frames, you reposition them to the other side and you go leg weave, boom. And we accept this and then we go. We can accept this and just work our way back into position, for sure. But I'm gonna catch him a little bit higher up. So as Sam is going here, I'm gonna monitor two things here. His wrist and his head, his neck. So as he starts switching, look, I'm gonna switch my hands. This hand is gonna go to the neck and this hand is gonna go to the wrist. As he continues moving in, the moment my hip touches the floor, I'm going to take both of these things and tuck them in. Yeah? My foot here, see, he's a little bit far back, so it's hard for me to lift him. So I'm going to also use my foot in the middle to bring him a little bit further forward. You see? So bring him forward. In. He's kind of resting on my shin here. Tuck his head and shin. And now, don't throw him here. Try to land him exactly where he is already.
Nice.
Okay? So, do it slow first, and then yeah, so I'm not sending him flying over there. Okay? So Sam goes down. We go knee cut. Boom, he frames. I move. This foot has to be glued to the butt here. Okay? Don't flex it. Just relax it. Just keep it here. Okay? As I move in, so this is your means, because I might want to stop here in the middle. I might do, like, you don't know what I'm going to do. So you can control me with this. So bring me just off the line here. Hand on the neck, hand on the thing. Don't grab too hard. Just kind of place them open. And when you're ready to go, tuck. Second foot isn't doing anything. Yeah, you're not trying to chop. It's just here. That's your move. Okay? So, we're in, boom. And off we go. Okay? Cheap flights, let's go. To elevate slightly, okay? Not to finish the sweep so much, just to get the elevation. Most of our sweep power comes from this. You see? So that's like I'm literally pushing his head in between the legs. The hand helps as well. So a lot of the times that's going to be the driving force to get that initial drive. So if I tuck the head, the head goes lower. It's easier to tuck it, and now the hips go lighter. We can continue elevating. So I'm not so much kicking away. I'm kicking up almost. Yeah. So lifting the hips up so that the head can go under. Yeah. So my action is kick up, tuck the head, rather than put the tension and throw him over. Does that make sense? Okay, so we call this Ryanair sweep for two reasons. Yeah? Number one is what? Cheap flights. Yeah, it's cheap. Big misconception about Ryanair. Low-cost airlines doesn't mean low prices, it means low costs. Yeah? Difference. Low cost to the carrier. Low cost to me. So if it feels heavy, yeah, no good. We're going out of business. Make sense? So it has to feel easy. It has to be low cost. It has to be cheap for me, not for him. It has to be cheap for me. Yeah, that's one of the things. And the second reason, we call this Ryanair sweep. The second reason, yeah, you always say you're never going to fly them again. So when he knows he's flying, when he knows he's flying and he doesn't want to fly again, if I still make him do that, that's proper. Yeah, low cost and entice him to do it again, even though he doesn't want to do it and he knows that it's shit. Yeah? So we kind of have to make him forget to an extent, all right? So a lot of the times, as I said, if I fail occasionally to make him go down to the ground and when he starts descending from top or maybe moving around me, okay, one of my favorite things to do, I think there's a name, I think there's like an R-guard or something, a name for this, but I like to position him into a false headquarters, okay? A false headquarters would be this, right? So if Sam takes headquarters, this is headquarters position. Pretty good for Sam, not so great for me. Okay, I'm going to place him into false headquarters. And if you think about what we just did, we kind of did that as well, right? False headquarters would be, I'll pick my dominant, so I usually work on my right side, like with my right leg for the sweep as is my dominant side. You might find yourself here, okay? It doesn't really matter, okay? I'm going to rest my foot right in the middle, and I'm going to point my knee towards his far thigh, right? Kind of middle of the thigh, not too much towards the hip, not down to the knee, right about here. And I'm happy to keep this foot inside or outside, doesn't really matter. A lot of the times this will be in. So if Sam tries to knee cut me here now, try to knee cut me. Yeah, go. Okay? I'm actually actively preventing him from doing it by the way I position my foot. So I'm positioning it towards, sometimes I can also use like almost a tiny little bit of pressure. Nothing over exaggerated in. So I'm inviting him to do what? A smash pass, a leg weave. Yeah, so he wants to maybe insert this knee. Yeah, he wants to start going to this position. I don't want his head dropping down that low, so I'm always monitoring. Okay, so I'm always framing here. As Sam starts descending in to the pass, okay, I just need to open this knee a little bit. I don't need to open it into the armpit like we did in the classic butterfly guard. I need to open it just to the shoulder here, so he's resting on my shin. Once he's resting on my shin, I bring him forward. See, he's already going lighter. We go in. Okay? So in practice, it looks like this, yeah? So if Sam is trying to pass, we're playing around, I can even pull him into this position. You see? So where does Sam want to go? Does he want knee cut? Try knee cut. Yeah? The way I ensure he doesn't go knee cut is I keep my hips behind my knee. So I don't allow him to push. If I feel he's getting too much of a push, I'm just going to keep hip escaping to the side. So I'm inviting him to go this way. He starts moving. We go for a sweep. Okay? Come up on top. This could happen from any position, right? So we're playing in. Again, Sam wants to descend. And sometimes it's going to be a little bit uglier. Sometimes it's going to be beautiful flip. Both should feel low cost, yeah, and both result with you ending up on top. Okay, I'll show you one more setup. That's the one of the first ones we filmed with Sam on the Ryanair sweep. Is where I'm sweeping him. So shin on shin variation here when people go to defend, or I can actually pull him. Usually shin on shin we go to the shoulder to get through. I can pull him into this knee to swap the grips. Okay? So anything that gets the person to commit their weight to that side is good for me. Yeah? Let's give it a go. So try to do that false. If you don't want to rely purely on timing, is to basically create this connection between from your foot to your knee and your partner's body. So if I make him sit on my shin here, I can now wait for the right moment. And the right moment comes, not the sweep itself, but the right moment comes when I'm in a position to use this plate, this platform, to bring him a little bit forward on his toes. You see, from his heels to his toes, and now he's light. Okay? It could be pure timing, where there's like fast transition and you just catch it and you go, but that's much harder to develop as a skill. Whereas if I learn how to rest him here, okay, so this shin has to open into his shoulder here. So I can't do it from this position. You see? See, here he's smashing me. So I can use my frames. Sometimes I'll do it gently. Sometimes I'll kind of bump him just to open it here. Do you see now? I'm in charge of this plane here. Yeah? And now we can bring him in. Yeah. Make sense? Any questions there, guys? to sit on my knee. So he's trying to pass the guard, right? So he's like, yeah. So if he wants to stay out, I can like in the gi especially, I'll try to kind of use this type of entry. And again, this can be quite daunting to start with. This is like not a conventional position to be doing, but this guarantees that he's not going into a knee cut. Usually the configuration I'll use is this. I'm going to trap his leg, so it's even harder for him to like hard knee cut me. So even if he tries really hard here, you see he's dragging my hip out to the side. Okay? And from here we have other threats. So if he doesn't react, he's open. We're going to go to other things. So a lot of the times he'll try to lower himself down to a certain extent. Okay? It's inviting to a certain extent. Okay? And if at any point I don't like this is not a guarantee. I might swap and start threatening other things. And that's where the second part of the Ryanair thing comes in, right? Sometimes if he's acutely aware of it, like he's not diving into it anymore, so we have to make him forget, yeah? Just gentle adds. Mallorca is really sunny today. Yeah, flashcard, yeah, scratch card. I don't know if anybody went on the Ryanair for scratch cards, but you get my point, yeah? You can order the meal to the seat. There you go. There's a festival in somewhere, Poznan. Okay, so that's the thing. So I said, once you feel the lightness of the sweep, if you succeed once, it kind of gets a little bit addictive there at that point. Yeah, it's like, oh, boom, I can do this over and over again. So anytime it feels hard, no, it's wrong, basically. Not wrong as like, a sweep is a sweep, it's still good. But if you try to like use this as a particular skill and you try to develop it, chase the lightness of it, the feeling of the sweep, not a specific pattern or anything like this. Yes, Alex?
Should it also feel light when opponent smash heavier?
It still should feel light, yeah. Because it's the head goes under, hips go light. Yeah, it should stay even sweeter, if anything, yeah?
You hit that off, say your butterfly set, your half butterfly set,
Yeah.
and then when they raise up, then you're...
Exactly, yeah. So when they decide to change level, a lot of the times, if I feel like my partner is quite good at staying tight in the position and I'm not getting what I want, and that happens a lot with kind of more experienced guys, they're suddenly not jumping into things, they're not making big moves for you, they're staying tight. Maybe a tactic could be to frustrate them into trying to get up. Yeah, a lot of the times, like one thing I'll use is, especially in the gi, I'll try to threaten like loop chokes. And so let's say you go down to the ground all the way. So here, and I'll try to annoy him like, with this type of things. Maybe he gets frustrated, starts getting up, and I can catch him on the way out as well. Okay? I can frustrate him with a grapevine hook. I can really make this annoying. Yeah, so just really tight engage this one. And as he tries to get up, we get on top again. How you finish the sweep also, you have to kind of be careful because we're a little bit too far here. So most of the times when I get Ryanair sweep, I'll try to back away. So I can pass from here rather than having to deal with this situation. This is not ideal for me, I'm too far. Yeah, so I'll try to back away. Or sometimes I'll sweep and just let him get up again, just for the fun of it. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Yes.
If you're playing like an open guard, like a spoiler,
Yeah.
or a covered sleeve, what's the best way to bring them into the portfolio and get them on the bodies?
So the threat, legitimate, like if the person feels in danger while they're standing, that's when they're going to go to the ground. The reason people go down is they're scared of leg attacks. Yeah, so if you start threatening leg attacks, inverting underneath them, they'll go down. Foot sweeps. I like the foot sweeps to entice people to go down. Okay, pulling them hard, it's an option, but I'd rather you kind of tactically entice them and going down to the ground. Yeah, so attack from lower body. Yeah, so the legs underneath, inversion, sweeps to the back, de la Rivas and stuff like this, berimbolos, or foot sweeps, and most of the times they'll get down to the ground. Okay, for the Ryanair sweep, and like this can also be in itself an enticement, especially if I did it tactically, again, just speaking. Sometimes I'm kind of half jokingly say sometimes I'll sweep them and let them come up, because sometimes I sweep them and I feel like when I come up it's not going to be a good position for me. Okay, so but especially if I hit it nice and crisp, it kind of serves the same function as the foot sweeps. When he comes back, he'll probably not want to be exposed to that again, and he's going to go down to the knees. Okay, and then we'll play a tight game again. Okay, so then you can get into this. My favorite option is to be here. Right, the reason being is when I finish the pass, it's like I haven't covered the passing after this. But the reason I like this as well is when I finish the pass, this is the sweep, it gets me into like mount position or a strong knee cut position and so on. So it's a very strong, whereas Reiner sweep is kind of getting you a sweep. It's fun to do, but it doesn't always land you in the perfect position to pass. You kind of still have a game to play. But you can use it for fun, let them come back and go lower, just a kind of as a tactical tool. Yeah? Anything else, guys? Any questions? Okay, so let's just summarize it, so I don't want to keep you guys too long. We have all in this position. Okay? So you get into the situation where he does have a legitimate game to play here, but I have a couple of aces up my sleeve to come back with and look for the sweeps. Okay, so a lot of this game is around this foot trickery and positioning and coming back into the position. Okay? Attacking this arm. Ideally, I want to tuck this in, but I can also tuck it into the belly. In both cases, I need to make sure that my arm isn't sticking out. Yeah, that's probably by far the biggest issue that I see. Overhook here. That's going to trigger a lot of this. When I'm overhooking this arm, instead of going like tight and to the hips, right? My own elbow is going to prevent me from coming up efficiently on top. So I'm always looking either for this or for this. This is good as well. Okay? If you can get momentum as well. Sometimes people are really keen on keeping you down. You can build up, not to get up, but to make him go forward. Like try to keep you down. We can engage there. Okay? That's your kind of butterfly overhook. If you feel like you're not getting the sweeps, I would try to attack the arm on this side. Yeah, we have omoplatas, arm bars, triangles, whatever you please from this position. A lot of the times maybe he tries to come back strong, we go back to butterfly, and then look for the sweep. Okay? If the arm is posting out far, I can use the underhook as a legitimate threat, but a lot of the times it's going to trigger him to pull it back. And then I have a couple of matches I'll send you in the group, guys. I have them on Instagram. That I think like about 3 consecutive matches I did exactly the same thing. Overhook in the competition, or a belt grip, and overhook in no-gi, literally just tagging the far tricep, and it just triggers the reaction straight away. The moment I touch it, people tuck it in, because nobody wants to deal with the shoulder crunch. And then sweep. Yeah? And then Reiner sweep is basically, we're going at a slightly higher level, okay? And you can use it, as I said, both for its purpose to land on top, but also you can use it somewhat tactically to entice people going lower down, so that you can engage in your trickery with a butterfly guard. Okay? Underhook butterfly guard is fascinating, like where we will either one underhook or two underhook, a little bit different dynamics. It's almost like a topic of its own. That's why I'm going to separate the overhook to underhook. I play overhook for the most part because it provides me, it's less threatening. That's kind of the big advantage I find in this position. It's like people don't feel as threatened, which means their guard is a little bit lower down. When I go underhooks, everybody knows underhooks are bad. Like if somebody gets an underhooks on me, that's terrible for me. So I'm trying to fight back. There's a lot more kind of happening. Overhook, less threatening, invites people to progress further, sacrifice more posture, and then if we develop a skill, we can counter that with something valuable. Make sense? All right, guys, good stuff. That's us done. We're going to do 2 things now. We're going to finish up, take a picture all together. After that, there's going to be an open mat, so you guys come do some rounds. I'll stay behind, ask some questions. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you very much. Huh?